Hey. Distractions every day. It's same thing. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. Good evening, everyone. Hope y'all doing well. Gonna give 1 or 2 minutes for everybody to hop on. All right, and just a heads up while I got you guys online. I will be kind of being a little bit more interactive, giving you guys a lot more hands-on here in TradingView today. I want to make sure you guys have a full understanding of how to place a trade and how to enter the market. And from there, we're going to go ahead and mark up the charts for about 2 or 3. We'll see how much time we have for about 2 or 3 different markets. And then I'm going to openly open the floor. And if you guys have any questions about anything that you see that I do or anything that I'm currently doing while I'm placing trades tonight, you guys can just, unmute yourselves. And we'll probably end up, last 10 minutes kind of just Q&A and getting some practical application in. All right. And if you guys do, I'm not sure if you guys have your brokers set up yet, but you can share your screen with me if you want me to look at something on your screen as well. But outside of that, we'll go ahead and jump into it. Go ahead and share my screen. So I just want to show you guys something I thought was really interesting. In a nutshell, when you think about investing and you think about, some of the options that you have out there to invest in high yield savings accounts, bank accounts that have savings accounts, and they might start off with like a 0.08, so far as interest build up for yourself, or even a high yielding savings account that might be 4.5%, right? Even money market accounts, on average, that's probably gonna be about 9 to 12% per year that you would be gaining on any money market or mutual fund account. And for you guys to fully kind of grasp the power of Forex and what you can do with it, I'm gonna kind of stretch this out real quick because I want you guys to see the uptrend of just gold and specifically why I trade gold. Second. So clearly, if you're looking at from 2024, we are literally at 39%, just with this one market right here. Clearly, there's a few other gold markets you can trade. This is gold versus the Aussie dollar, but gold versus the US dollar is showing, pretty much the similar profits. But this is what I want you guys to be focusing on, because when you have access to this type of tool where you can grow your money within a year, 39%, that's crazy. That's almost you could be doubling in about 2 years, whereas most financial investments and financial instruments out there, it takes anywhere from like 6 to 8 years just to double your money. So I want you guys to fully understand the power of what you guys are really tapping in with. And as long as you stay persistent and stay disciplined within your trading plan and with your trading strategies, these are the same rewards that I've reaped benefits from, and I know you guys could reap benefits from as well. But just want to show you guys that. Thought that was really interesting. Just looking over the market. I've been trading gold since like 2022, 2023, somewhere around there. And I remember when gold versus US dollar was like 1,600, and I never even thought it would get to like 3,000 per ounce, but here we are, so just one of the things to pay attention to. Let me see if I can get back to these charts. Here's some of the performance right here. Year to date for gold versus US dollar is 35%. Gold versus Aussie was 39, but that's just super powerful. Just understanding that, multiplying your money is what we're here to do. As a trader, as someone who's looking to become a trader, whether it's part-time, full-time, your main job is just to grow equity. And it's always nice to be in a market that, supports that in such a fashion, I guess. So I'm gonna stop geeking over forex trading, but nonetheless, I just want you guys to kind of take that in for a little bit. So I'm gonna get off of gold versus US dollar because I've already marked that up to the wazoo. As you can see, I'm more active in that than anything else that I do. You honestly only need one market. However, there's a multitude of markets that you could be going in. So I'm kind of gonna go off cuff today and show you guys, a few different other markets outside of gold, just to let you know it doesn't matter what market it is, as long as you understand how to read a chart and you understand how to read candlesticks, you can literally invest in anything. You got me? So just because I'm showing you gold doesn't mean that you can't go to like the NAS 100 and start investing here. You got me? I just prefer, as you're learning, to obviously start off with gold because that's what I'm mainly teaching you guys. But once you start getting your roots and you understand what you're really doing out here in the trading world, you can be trading rice, you can be trading platinum, you can be trading any of the indices, and like literally the world is your limit and it doesn't stop. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get into the market. Do I have any questions about anything I just said right now? All right, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna mark up NAS 100 since I kind of just clicked on it randomly. NAS 100, basically the top 100 markets, most top 100 stocks within the markets right now, top 100 companies, and that's what you're looking at right now. So obviously tonight's class going to be taught by yours truly, Lionheart LaQuinn, your trading instructor. And in a nutshell, I want you guys to be able to place trades and enter the market with confidence. And that's what tonight's lesson is going to be going over. When I say confident, don't let that go to your head and ego, because I say like this: every trade I place, there's always that whisper in the back of my head, like, did I make the right decision? But nonetheless, you still have to pull the trigger because that's what it's about. That's how you execute. This is it's not one of those things. Oh, it's not like hopscotch. You waiting to jump in, and somebody jumps in front of you. This market is here for you. Don't be scared of it. Understand that it is here for you. You may lose money, but you also may be very profitable. And I want you guys to focus on the you may be very profitable part more than the fact that you're going to lose money, because you can be literally have a 40% winning average and you can still be a profitable trader if you stuck to your trading plan for each of those trades. That's what I want you guys to kind of fully understand, especially if you have that 1-to-4 ratio that I was talking to you guys about. And that's still kind of beginner, because I've seen people get like 1-to-9 ratios. Like I'm talking about people who get in right here and then they exit out right here. You know what I'm saying? So you just understand that's a possibility too. Just depends on your patience and how long you're willing to hold a trade. All right, so let's get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and mark up this chart from scratch. I'm gonna get rid of these indicators. And let me back up just a second, because like I said, I want you guys to be very familiar with TradingView, and how it operates, what you're wanting to focus on mainly, and where you can find your tools, the different things that you need so that you can be successful here on TradingView. The first thing I'm going to start with, what I feel like is the most important, is the alerts, the alarms. This actually allows you to step away from your computer, so you don't necessarily have to be watching the markets all day. And all you're going to do, this little plus sign right here that's right next to price, right? Got price right here. And you just hit plus and then add alert, right? Now, if you have a broker that is, just to let you guys know, if you have a broker I'm talking about, they got probably 100+ brokers on here that go directly with TradingView that you can use. The broker I have doesn't do that, but I'm thinking about, just for class purposes, maybe getting one, just to be a little bit more fluid, so I don't have to switch back and forth between screens. But nonetheless, the first thing that you guys want to pay attention to is how to add an alert. So as quickly as I just said the word alert, that's how quickly I just set that alert, and then you can literally move that alert wherever you want. And I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to hear the noise that it makes, but it makes your computer beep. It's like a sharp beep real quick, and that's kind of all you really need to know that, if you're in the kitchen or something, you can hear that and just come to your computer and get ready to look for a signal for you to enter the market. And that's honestly when I'm busy, when I'm doing a whole bunch of different things at once. Obviously, life is busy for all of us to some extent. It's just nice to be able to have that alert where you can it's either going to be on your phone or on your laptop or on your iPad, and you can kind of just jump into the market from there. All right. So alerts, right? Secondly, is your indicators. I'm gonna go over indicators next week. I feel like all next week I'm gonna be going over indicators, just so you guys can understand the different type of indicators, how they work. Because in all honesty, like I will say this, I started off using indicators, but it's not necessary to be a profitable trader, but they do help. I will say that. So here's your indicators. The ones that I mainly use are some of the ones that you're seeing up here: a stochastic, moving average. I don't really use this one too much. I used to use the MACD strategy a lot. Bollinger Bands is like the super. I'm gonna just add some Bollinger Bands on here. Oh, can't do it because I already have my max of indicators on here. But Bollinger Bands, I'll make sure I'll upgrade for you for you guys next week. I'll say like this: I haven't used a lot of indicators lately, just because I understand how they work now, and I just understand market structure. That whole class yesterday and Monday definitely will, give you enough information if you can look at a whole, but you don't want to depend on any one indicator to place a trade. All right. So got your indicators here. All right. If you want to use multiple screens, this is normally the button that you would use, and you can have anywhere from 4 different markets on your screen. That's not something we need right now. And then all your markup chart tools are right here on the left. All right. The main ones that I use are the Ray, the trend line. See if they have the Fibonacci, but nonetheless, that's kind of the genesis of where you want to start off, just knowing where everything is on the markets. If you want to add a market, you would go here, and they obviously they already have some in here, but nonetheless, if you ever see a company that you like purchase from a lot, it's nothing just to keep an eye on it. If you were American Eagle, let's see. I'm just kind of, yeah. So American Eagle, AEO, anything that is a stock, you can just add it to your list, your watch list by going here. And then you can also have multiple watch lists set up for yourselves. So if you want to have gold, a whole section of gold, or a whole section of crypto, or a whole section of indices, you can kind of segment that and just make your trading chart a little bit easier. Me personally, I already know where everything's at in here, so I mean I'm not about to go back and redesign the wheel for myself. But just as you're building your trading view, just know it's yours personally, and there's a lot of different ways you can kind of get things in order for yourself to make it easier. So the last thing you got to do is think about where something is, and you can just focus on placing a trade. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and mark up this account real quick, mark up this market real quick. I'm looking for trend lines first because obviously we want to know market structure, right? From yesterday's class, we want to know if it's in an uptrend, a downtrend, or it's just consolidation. And looking at this market right here, because we're looking at it in waves, not just the smaller movements. We're looking at it in waves. This is clearly definitely an uptrend. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark it up how I normally would. Try to get as many bodies of candles in there as possible. And any question, like I said, just unmute yourself if you have any questions, and I'll definitely dig in for you guys. Hopefully, I can answer your questions as best as possible. All right, and then I'm also looking for top and bottoms, resistance, support, and resistance, not top and bottoms. Let me use the proper verbiage: support and resistance within these markets. All right, so we're gonna do trend line, and we are on a week time frame, by the way. So just so you guys know, this is where you would change the time frame right here, right? And you'll notice on this platform, there's a few different ways to do a few different things. So like even when you're changing the markets, you can do it right here. You can do it right here. You can do it right here. So just understand after you learn to work TradingView, it's pretty simple. Nonetheless, we're gonna look for some more support and resistance. I'm gonna mark up on the week time frame first, and then I'm gonna mark up on the hour time frame next. All right. All I'm doing is looking for levels where price is retesting. Or we go back. All right. So not only is gold at an all-time high, NAS is at an all-time high too. And just a quick trader tip real quick. I look at it like this, the markets aren't getting any smaller. So me personally, I'm a bullish trader, and that's just because I know from no matter what, sooner or later, the markets are going to go up just because of GDP. Just because of the fact that the economy isn't getting any smaller. There's more people being born every day. Literally, that has everything to do with more traders being born, more price action happening, more volatility happening, just for the simple fact that the world is getting bigger day by day. So that's always a safe bet, is to be a bullish trader. I feel like I mean, there's I might get some slack or some flack back for this, but I feel like if you're a bearish trader, you're like preying on the downfall of the world. That's kind of how I look at it. And that's not for me, that's not a good thing. So I like to have a positive mindset. Like I said, it depends on who you are. I'm not saying that's a bad way to look at it, but if you're looking for an opportunity for the markets to go down, yeah, it's obviously there for you. Obviously, it happens all day, but I would have to say overall in the long term, bullish is where your mindset should be. That's just my personal opinion, but that's also my bias of how I trade, and it's been working for me. So I do know people who scalp only sell trades, and they kind of go from there. But if it works for you, it works for you. You'll learn. The more you understand about trading, the more you understand about yourself while you're in the markets. Once you start placing trades, you'll definitely have your own personality as well, and you'll see what works for you, and you'll know that because of your trading history. When you go back and look at the trades that you made, which ones were profitable and which ones weren't profitable, you want to study yourself as well, and you can do that by numbers through the markets. All right. So I'm gonna try to go ahead and place a trade real quick, but in all honesty, I don't necessarily think we don't have a lot of volatility. Most of the markets are like literally just opening back up like over the past 2 hours. So like I said, this is one reason why I teach classes at this time. But I just want you guys to see the power of being able to trade. So let me go to the broker real quick. But entering into the market, right before I go over to the broker, I'm gonna try to find another area where things are testing. So, and I'm going to be looking for a retest to come back in this direction, because clearly if we were to zoom in, you can see all the different, stretch this out a little bit. You can see all the different retests right here, around here. So I'd be looking to get in right here. This would be the most ideal price, but obviously price did come down here and then rejected back up. And you can tell by that long stemming, the long stem on this candlestick right now. And because this is still like a week time frame, we would always go down to the 1 hour or the 4 hour or the 8 hour. You always want to kind of work your way down after you have already marked up the charts on the bigger time frames. And that's just because you're not about to hold a trade for a week. And if you are, that's cool. But if you're not planning on holding a trade for a week, then you definitely want to, go down to a smaller time frame for yourself. Outside of that, like I said, it's consolidation right now on the 1 hour. But if you look at the week, it looks a lot more volatile. But because these are weekly candles, now you go back to the 1 hour and it's like, oh, well, there's not too much movement here. It's not a lot of money to be made. So I'm only going to place a trade for instructional purposes only. Give me 1 second. And because I just want you guys to see how each of these markets move differently. All right. So as you can see, the price is right here, same price right here, 21,400. It might be a little bit off depending on your broker. Once again, the broker is going to make their money, and it's called a spread. You might want to write that down, but it's called a spread when the broker basically is there's a small gap between the actual price and the price that your broker is actually putting you in the trade at, and that's how they make their money. And it's kind of like a silent it's almost like inflation. It's silently eating up your money and you don't even know it. So that's kind of what that is in a nutshell. And then on top of that, they're charging you a commission as well. So that's why I will say this: the brokers that you will find on TradingView, FYI, the brokers you will find will be charging a lot more so far as pricing on the spreads and the margins. They'll be a lot wider, and you end up getting almost waxed, just for the simple fact that that they're getting their money regardless. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and place a trade. I'm just gonna get in for a buy real quick, just because I saw that rejection, and I'm pretty sure, like I said, I'm a bullish trader, so no matter what, I'm gonna get in regardless for a buy, regardless of what I'm technically seeing. But I do want to base it off of a few things because I was telling you guys about areas of confluence. I'm not sure if you guys were around for that class, but so far as areas of confluence, a second. So we just placed a trade for one lot size. And like I said, this is a notional trade. This isn't a trade based on anything. This is a trade just to see, so you guys can see how the markets move, and you can see literally how much you can be up and down in just a matter of seconds. If you're doing a 1 point lot size, it's a 1.00 lot size. It's also called a standard once again. And that's basically, for every pip, that's $1. Whereas if it was 0.01, it'd be 1 penny per every pip moved. You got me? So because it's 4 pips right now, basically, plus the $3.50 commission fee. This is where your net profit ends up. So we're gonna let that sit for a second, but we're gonna go back to the trades or go back to the charts, and I'm gonna try to find a good signal for you guys so you guys can understand when it's time to enter the market. This is exactly why I like using gold, because the volatility of it is less. Yeah. So we're back on the week time frame, and I'm gonna show you the difference between a good trade and a bad trade. So a good trade, if I'm looking to get in the market, I'm obviously looking for resistance. I'm obviously looking for support. And then I'm also looking for trending. So those are three things right there that will help me make a good trade. The last thing that you want to look at outside of your indicators or anything like that is the type of signals that you have. So clearly, if this candle was to close like this and go on to the next candle, that clearly means that price came all the way down here. Everyone was like, nope, we don't like that. Rejection, 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 and it ended up closing right here. Let's say it did. It would clearly let you know that the price is going to be headed upwards because of this rejection, this stemming right here. Right, it would be a good time to get in for a buy, because that's a key signal that I'm sorry, the body of the candle is a key signal that, if it closes right there, that you should be getting in for a buy. So nonetheless, if you plan on getting in for a buy, then it's just going to be down to your timing, because you can be right about your trade, but if you get in too early, or if it's better to get in late than it is to get in early. Okay, because you can mess around, take some drawdown, and like I said, if something hits your take or your stop loss before you get up in your trade, then it'll literally close out your trade and then go on the same way without you if you get in too early, and that's the last thing you want. So like I said, this would have been the ideal area to get in on that next candle. If you see the price coming back down here, I'd probably get in around here and just try to ride it up to wherever it goes. But clearly, I drew up some support right down here, just in case price was to come down here, but it would obviously be over a matter of a few weeks, because these are week candle time frames right now. So I mean, this is something where I would set an alarm. I'm gonna put an alarm right here, and then whenever it gets down there, whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, it's gonna tell me when that happens, and I'm gonna get an alert to my email. It's gonna send me a text, and it's also gonna send me a notification, not a text, a notification on your phone. All right. And so that's how you stay informed. So you can literally mark up the charts, set your alarms, and then go on to the next market. And we're gonna go back to gold versus Aussie dollar, just because I want to have something a little bit more volatile on the 1 hour. Goodness gracious, all this consolidation. I'm gonna try to stretch this out. But in all honesty, like, you have to go back earlier in the day or something. All right. So we are on the 1 hour time frame right now. I'm gonna mark up this chart right here. Stretch this out a little bit more. Here we go. And then I'm looking for trend line. I'm looking for tops and bottoms. And what you'll find also is how these lines that I'm drawing, they will also you'll see if price is following what I believe will happen, you'll see how it stays in between the lines. Even though there's nothing there right now, if I was to let this run, it'd probably still be coming up and down here, coming up and down here, and still using these trend lines, because that's what trend lines do. And people are seeing the same things that you're seeing. So that's technically why those things are happening, because everybody's seeing exactly what you're seeing right now. And everybody believes that once price comes up here and it comes back down here, this is going to be used as support. And same thing when it comes back up here, this is going to be used as resistance, just because people deem everybody's seeing the same exact stuff that I'm seeing. People are marking up the charts the same way that I'm marking up the charts. And that's how you know you're doing it right. If you can draw your lines a week ago and everything is still flowing within those, that means you clearly did it right. All right. I'll look for support and resistance. And if there's any questions about why I'm drawing these lines like this, feel free to unmute yourself. But I feel like you guys get it. It's literally just the bodies of the candles, not the stems. Obviously, it's probably touching the stems here, and it's okay. It doesn't have to be exact. It doesn't got to be, it just needs to be an area where it looks like, price showed some support or resistance somewhere, somehow. So at least you can have a basis point. It's all about probability, right? When you're trading, it's all about what's the next best trade you can make, and you do that with probability. What's the chances of it's going all the way up here? It's not likely, but what's the chance of it hitting here for resistance and then coming back down? Highly likely. You got me? So that's kind of how you want to think about it. Get a top in here. So if I'm looking for a trade in this one, I'm gonna look to get in probably where it's at right now. Got me? So we're at 44.24. I'm gonna go to these brokers and then place a trade for place a trade there as well. And I'm gonna let these run until like next week. So we're gonna come back and monitor these same charts. I'm not gonna take profit stop loss on it. It's a demo account. Don't worry, nobody's losing any real money. And that's what I'm saying. Why you could just practice of what you need to practice your strategies. I haven't taught you guys any strategies yet. I just kind of want you guys to get the flow of how your charts and how your broker is supposed to look once you have a good understanding of looking at the markets. All right. In the same way that it can be up $45 to $60 in a matter of seconds, it's the same way it can be up or down. So I want you guys to think about that. And that's because it's at $1 per pip right now versus a penny. So you guys see what I'm saying? And it doesn't take long for you to make $50 on trade. Let's say I close this out and I did this 5 more times and close it out at $65. And I did that 5 more times in a day. Clearly that's that's some income that you could be using to supplement yourself. You got me? And I'm gonna leave these trades open. So, we might come back and they might be down 1,000, to be honest with you, if I left them open. But clearly when you're scalping, you don't need much. You can literally, wait till it gets to $150, close out your trade, and you might be done for the day. If your goal is 150, I try not to make my goals off of dollar amounts. I try to make them off of pip amounts, because when you do dollar amounts, then you feel like it's a little bit more pressure. But when you do pip amounts, if your whole goal is to hit 20 pips, you can hit 20 pips every day for the rest of the year and increase your lot size. But as long as you're consistently getting 20 pips, you can consistently up your lot size and make more money off the same amount of work. That's what I'm saying. I don't know any other thing like this, so something to think about. And I hope that makes sense to you guys. All right. I'm definitely long one. I didn't even know I was talking for 28 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the floor for questions, but I'm also gonna continue to teach. So if you guys have any questions about what I'm looking at or anything that I've done tonight, I hope I at least explained in good detail, or if I didn't, just feel free to ask me a question and I'm here for you guys. The last thing I kind of wanted to cover that I definitely didn't get to, I wanted to go over the different type of candlesticks. Please read this. This is going to help you out tremendously, because these are signals that the market is telling you that, hey, it's time to enter the market. So after you have your market structure, you understand whether it's consolidated, you understand whether it's uptrending or downtrending, then you're looking at tops and bottoms, right? Support and resistance, right? After the support and resistance, then you're looking to enter the market, and you're going to base that off of which signals you see from the candlesticks. You got me? There's a whole bunch of different ones, a whole bunch of different candlesticks that will help you identify whether it's time to buy or sell or stay out the market. You got me? Anytime you see something like this, indecisiveness, you kind of just want to stay out the market. Just for the simple fact, if the market is indecisive. It can go either way, and unless you just have a unlimited amount of money, you don't want to take unnecessary drawdown. All right. Let me see if I can, for instance, a shooting star. So this is a bearish reversal pattern. This is a shooting star right here. So this is like the easiest. I was just showing you one on the, what was that, on Nas 100, right? Shooting stars, right? That's a clear indicator that the market is going up. Rejection at the bottom, but that's a reversal shooting star. So meaning that it's a negative candle. So more likely it's going to go down if you saw this one right here. Got me? And so this whole guide is showing you what these candlesticks, what these signals are, and what it means is going on in the market. And that's what I'm saying. When you take time and you start to understand, they all have very similar meanings, and they all have very simple, but they're all different in each and every way. So you want to be able to, at least understand what the market is telling you, even if you don't remember the name. You want to at least know, hey, I know this is a lot of price rejection that was heading up, and then now it's headed back down, and it closed right here. So more likely it's going to keep going down. You got me? And it's not the Holy Grail. It's not the Bible. You can literally see one of these, and then it might go down some more and do a full pullback and then shoot up. So it's really, like I said, about probability. It's about at least having something versus just jumping into the markets. Otherwise, you're doing what I'm doing right here, right now. You're like, literally, I just placed a trade. That's literally what you would be doing if you didn't look at the signals. The only reason I know to get in the market for a buy is because of the signals that I was seeing off of the candles, right? But yeah, I don't want to keep you guys too long. So if there are no questions, I guess we can call it a night. But if you guys have any questions, this is the time. I can go back over some things. I got a little bit of time tonight. I got some time tonight. So, just let me know. All right. Well, if that's the case, then nonetheless, it's your favorite instructor, Lionheart LeQuinn. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the heart, Rihanna. And nonetheless, you guys be safe. If you guys need anything from me, you know where to find me. You can email me, text me, whatever, however you normally used to getting in touch with me, and we can kind of go from there. But I'm here for you. But I appreciate you guys. What else? Lionswallstreet.com for the monthly memberships. Please follow us on Instagram at Lions Wall Street, and then our YouTube channel. I'll probably be posting some more videos here soon. On our Lionheart Motivation Factory page for Lions Wall Street. There's a whole little playlist in there that you guys can use to get acquainted with my trading style and other people's trading styles. But obviously, you don't want to have too many teachers. So if you are going to listen, I give you guys the list in that email of people that I listen to that have helped me during my trading journey, and from there, that's kind of where it takes. So I just want you guys to understand the power of this, because clearly, since just on being on this call, that's $230 that we could have made if this was a real account. You got me? It's not rocket science, but it does take some knowledge, patience, and discipline. And then after that, it's just kind of controlling yourself and your own impulses and not gambling in the market. You don't want to just be getting here pressing buttons. You want to know why you're pressing the button that you're pressing. All right. But you guys have a great night. I appreciate you guys. Give me a call if you need anything. All right.
Cool. Have
Thank
a
you,
good
boss.
evening.
Yep. No problem at all. Y'all be safe.
You too.